We are playing Eremos Prime again today. This is a kind of wave defense-y escape room kind of planet mod for Factorio Space Age. It's very new, things are being added to the mod. Like even in the last couple of days, there's the ability to get an autosave here and just restart this mission after we bounced off it pretty hard the first time is a thing that has recently been added. Another new thing that's recently been added in the mod settings is the ability to have a timer tell us how long we've been in the level. And when we were realizing that, we also realized there was a difficulty setting here. So let's just bump that up to 4 because it goes from 1 to 5 just to figure out if there's any difference. There might not be at this point in the process of the mod. And yeah, there are a bunch of things that are different about this room of the escape room mod compared to the other areas. Like the other areas have been pretty small, well-contained things with bugs arriving from particular areas, and yeah, we've got a sushi belt running between all of these different areas. Putting things, yeah, we're putting landmines on the belt, we're putting red chips on the belt. Now we're in the new area, we kind of want to reverse all of these things so that stuff can flow from one area to the next. We could upgrade these with red belts or whatever, but we're not actually blocked by that at all. What we're blocked on is just getting everything done. And yeah, one of the other things that's different about this area is that it kind of loses, in a way it loses the wave defense vibe, in the sense that we're actually not on a timer to defend this area properly. We are instead in the situation of, where can this go? This can go here. The attacks in this area are kind of milestone based. If we repair this recycler, which we can do, but we never actually used and don't necessarily have plans to use, if we repaired this recycler, then we would get attacked. If we if we meet these objectives, then we get attacked. But before that, it's kind of pretty chill. We kind of don't need to worry about it, to the extent that, yeah, you have a bunch of things, but not all the bots, and then have a place to put stuff. We can actually just, my bots are not on, just tear down this entire defensive position, because we are not going to be using it, or maybe the rocks we shouldn't be grabbing yet, but whatever, because we are instead going to defend where these cliffs are. As soon as we get all the materials from the other area flowing through here real nice. So you can get in there. Okay, so we've got the stuff from other areas turning up. We still need a couple more boxes apparently. You make me some boxes. The other thing we realized we needed a lot more backup cars, so let's also just over here throw together a little engines hand feeding thing. I have pipes, I have gears, I have a bit of steel. We're going to need more than that, but we're also going to need more pipes. You've made 17 chests, which is more than we need. Oh, my bots were off. Maybe I already had those chests. I probably did in fact already have those chests. Never mind. Okay, so stuff is flowing through from one area to the next. And the goal of this area is, our next step is to reach the ancient robot factory. We must repair it, build droids, and set them to work uncovering the locations of other planets. Only then can we construct a rocket and escape this world. And we also realize we have, oh yeah, we've unlocked the ability to research power armor and the ability to drop cargo from space, which is pretty big. Yeah, that's not going to close that window because it's a text thing. So without actually doing any defense here, because we're still not really on a timer, a thing we can do is wander over and put the power armor in the queue, which we'll actually research, because we have all of this stuff sitting around at Navas. The thing that Navas is blocked for is, yeah, the research has been dead for a while and is just kicking off again now, because Navas is in the situation of having run out of stone here, like completely, which is the thing we noticed last time and we can address again now. And the ability to drop, yeah, let's kick that into process first. This is the little ship we've been using for our space science and also to shuttle things backwards and forwards, but it's not done anything because we have not yet been able to drop things on the planet. So there's, yeah, tier 2 shotgun ammunition, more stuff for bots, a variety of helpful things. Now we're in a position to bring this guy over to Eremos Prime. We'll just go passenger present so we can catch up with at some other point. And we gave it a cargo landing pad, which now we can drop down here. We don't want any of that stuff. We'll get to that later. Yeah, so now we can bring this stuff over, and Novice actually wants to be processing things that will help us make the rocket launch. Yeah, the rocket silo in Eremos Prime. So if these guys are automatically processed, so we're already making the electric engines, which is nice. Other things we need will include the batteries. So we're just going to grab batteries off. Where's batteries gone? Here's batteries. We're going to go grab batteries off this belt. Only 2 stacks of them. Is that enough to launch a rocket? 2 stacks. Okay, fine. And then also over here, we're going to grab blue chips. Use filters for blue chips. And then I think you need 3 stacks per launch. Yeah? 3 stacks per launch. And so we can have Novice just sending the useful stuff over. Let's limit you to a certain number of red chips as well. So all of those things are in the logistics network now. That's going to go easier. We also have a way of... Yeah, the other thing that is not necessarily super easy on Eremos is concrete, but it did also, yeah, that there was a pause in that sentence because we kind of brainwaved a thing we can do later. Maybe we don't get concrete at all. Yeah, we're not doing military science on Novice at all because we've run out of stone, so we're not making walls, but we do have this box of stone here that we were kind of using as a surplus to make refineries with. So if we turn this guy into a storage chest, we can do a nice little trick. Let's talk about, while we're waiting for that storage chest to arrive, let's talk about this area again, of which we have spent 6 minutes here, achieved kind of nothing. Did we even make... I think we need... Don't we need more pipes to be able to make more engines? So just crank out a bunch of pipes, it's going to be fine. We've got some amount of engines. You know what? You can also just start to work on the cars, which we are not going to have the other materials for, but it's fine. Okay, because other different things about this area is that, yeah, we have all of these points of interest. We have a variety of pings we can put on the map, and one of the things you'll notice about these is they are much further apart than the other wave defense scenarios. So we have really opened up this world, and we can kind of go anywhere, and we're no longer in one particular space getting attacked. This area is doing some things differently. It's taken some risks. It's swinging from the fences. I am not sure that all of its moves really connect. In particular, the escort missions at the end, or the sort of, yeah, the meat of this thing, also are a thing I'm not super convinced about, especially the way we were trying to play them previously. We've got a better plan now, but also the arachnids have nests now, and the arachnids have more or less this density of nests once we get out into, yeah, this stuff. It's like this kind of everywhere, so we have to fight through all of that stuff for quite a large distance to get to the places we need to go, which is, yeah, that's a thing. So we could, yeah, let's set up some defense here, because that's going to be a thing that bots are going to enjoy. Don't I have, yeah, I have a pile of stuff in my storage as well to bring it over from one area to the next. You're going to want flamethrowers, you're going to want pipes, you're going to want laser turrets, you're going to want some landmines. Give me the stone, I guess, because we want to do a thing differently with stone. Because, yeah, one of the things we're bringing over from other areas is this source of oil, so that's nice. That's not actually a pipe I can queue, it just looks like a pipe that I might be able to queue. So up here somewhere, we can have... yeah, I gave them all to the bots. The bots are going to do this for me. Where can we start? We could start, like, here. So if we have some walls in here like so, then we could also have some flamethrowers, which I gave away all of, so that's also super cool. Good job. Let's have some flamethrowers like here and here, and a pipe in the middle, and then a couple of pipes, and that looks like it's going to be a pretty solid defense that we are happy with. And then we're just going to take the same thing and press V to flip vertically, because I'm pretty sure the bottom half of this base is just a mirror of the top half of this base. Which means that not only do those flamethrowers line up with the gap real nice, but this oil pipe here also connects real nice. And here's our cargo landing pad. That is definitely a thing we needed. We are not even defended yet. I think I said, the attacks in this area are not actually wave defense timer based. They are Yeah, I would like to scan things. They are milestone based. If we repair this dude, we will get attacked. If we go to the other locations and make those things do stuff, we will get attacked. Until then, this is the thing that kind of flips around how we feel about this wave defense thing, because previously it would be repair this thing, push through the objectives, make everything work as quickly as possible, make sure we've got the turrets up before we try and do anything else. But in this case, it turns out that we can spend the time we would like doing the defense we want, and then later worry about, as long as we're not sort of rushing through things and then trying to get the defense into place later. It's more that we are building all the defenses solidly first and then activating quest milestones, which is kind of a weird feel to it. Makes it somewhat less wave defensy. Like the idea that we would just be, building all of this stuff and faffing around on Navas. Connect all of that stuff up here and not actually have defenses here is, a bit wild. Anyway, let's go back and do the other things we needed to on Novice, which was down here we had a storage chest that we are going to set to bricks. And this is kind of a cheap way of, all of this stuff is more or less set up. This is a cheap way of doing logistics box things without actually having logistics box or request chests. If we delete the stone from this box, and then I think there's some more in the refinery making section of the mall. If we delete these, then the construction bots will try and find a better place in our storage for them, and it turns out that the place we have nominated as the bricks storage area is kind of functioning a little bit backwards as a request chest. So that's going to do everything we needed to do there. Levi in orbit, now that we've got the landing pad, we can drop all this stuff down. We've got a bunch of things to make bots. We've got some steel. You're never going to need the rocket fuel, are you? I may as well have the rocket fuel. This is actually, maybe we use that iron ore from orbit to do... we're not going to be using the steel furnaces in orbit either. Maybe we use the iron ore from orbit to make the concrete. That actually might be more viable. And then the other thing we need to do is... this constant combinator here is a little trick to have an easy way to choose how many of each rocket fuel part we would like in the hub, and we are going to drop this down a bit because we are going to need this storage space to bring in... There's something else I was going to drop. These furnaces. We are going to need more of the storage space to be able to bring over from Novice the red chips, just like a whole shipment of red chips, a whole shipment of blue chips, a shipment of batteries, and a shipment of electric engines. These are maybe also concrete, but we did just talk about having another way to get concrete on Eremos that's not too tricky, and these will be the things we need to be able to make a silo. Having dropped all of that stuff, you just go back to Novice, load up on the things. I think we've got everything we want here, and so we also should have 12 minutes in. I've now got some tier 2 shotgun ammo, which is very exciting. We've got more. I've got... Oh, there's also... Isn't there also... we have the ability to get the power armor now, for which we just need the electric engines. Blue chips are also turning up in a way that's pretty nice. You give me these. I needed more pipes to keep this going. Did we have... Bots have built most of this. We are mostly defended. Okay, we're also going to do the trick of... We don't have any stone in here, that's good. Where should we put this? We should put this over here for no particular reason. We're going to continue with the trick of... Let's have these assemblers making us a whole pile... cooking all the stone into bricks, because we can... let's go here and here. That gets us a little more range. We can set this logistic filter to stone, and then also have the bots that are around just diligently picking up all of this stone, which is nice. And one of the things we've got floating through is a whole lot of coal, which we can use for explosives, we can use for capsules. So we make sure those guys are fully fueled. If I had some steel and some more green chips, and I'm pretty sure that one of the things we've got a lot of is steel and green chips. In fact, maybe what we want to do, like here, maybe with high priority, is the slowdown capsules are turning out to be things that are super useful. So I think maybe we just put some of these in a chest. Let's just have a lot of slowdown capsules. We also want, yeah, we want the backup cars. You want more engines. We've got more engines. Yeah, I don't really plan on losing too many of these cars, but also we totally might lose a bunch of cars. I'm going to keep that car on me. We've also got the rocket fuel for these cars. Yeah, and we should also definitely have... A thing I liked about last time is the area of just bare terrain for Pistols of Shame, of depending on how many times we die. That could be a useful thing to have. Okay, other things we needed to build here were, yeah, all of these rocks can go. Oh, you know what we should do? Maybe we should defend... my bots are on. I don't want my bots on. I specifically want the house bots to go and take these rocks to the storage chest that we just set up. A thing we are going to need is low density structure. There are a couple of ways to get this. We're going to get it here because we can. We're also going to give it some modules because we can. Are you slow? Yeah, you're kind of slow. You can go faster. That's going to be fine. Okay, in order for that to work, we are going to want somewhere, and maybe it's down here, we are going to want one of these refineries to be just doing basic processing because we kind of don't care about how much oil we have. It's fine. We then, probably before this dude is taking all the coal, we need a chem plant, say here, to be making plastic. Is there a position, if we pull this guy back to, say, here, then, because the thing I would like to be able to do is have a box here that goes, use filters for coal, and then this guy can be one stack. Yeah, I think I like that. And then we can go out here. Let's actually do a thing here, where we can go copper and also steel, just to make sure that these guys always have, okay, other way, not like that, like this, to make sure that we always have the parts that we need to be building the low density structure, like so. And then also let's just put this in, you can move to the side, you can move here, and that's not very nice, but it is at least a way of getting low density structure in if we were to, first of all, complete the petrochem loop, and then second of all, actually power this dude, and then also complete the petrochem loop. Yeah, bots have got it, it's fine. Okay, so we need to, yeah, we need to uncover the locations of other planets. Only then can we construct a rocket and escape this world. One of the things we need to do is create a silo. We've got kind of, yeah, this is, we need another chest in there. This is part of the concrete plan, because we can get the bricks here, we can drop stuff from orbit, that's all fine. You've gone back to Novice pretty good, and you have got all of the parts we asked for, so I think that means you can just wander back over to Eremos. We could definitely do this in more sensible ways with schedules, but whatever. Also on Novice, one of the problems we had last time, and one of the reasons why I want to get onto this reasonably quickly, is, yeah, we haven't really defended properly. In particular, there's a spot, yeah, this coal got attacked last time because we took an expansion in here and they snuck in through this gap around these landmines. So we're just gonna cheese this. If we cared about Novice more, we would have set up Novice better before we left, but we didn't. This is a game about Eremos Prime, so let's spend more time on Eremos Prime and just do the things on Novice we know will work. Did we get more engines out of this? Do we need more cars? I don't think we actually need... Maybe we do. Did we get... You actually are short on steel at this point, which I think is something we have a whole lot of, so just do all of that. You've also got some steel. We've got this stuff, the combat robots. Yeah, let's get more shotgun shells. Those are pretty nice. The combat robots, we need green chips, which are also turning up over here. We could also just build more blue chips here. We've got all the green chips floating through, but I don't think we bother with that. Okay, is that everything I wanted to set up before we leave for the first time? The answer, now we've scrolled out even a little bit, is obviously no. We need to defend this side as well, but I think we're going to defend this side the same way we did last time, with landmines and also laser turrets, because, oh, and then bots can also just continue with the concrete plan with all of this stuff. Because we still will need somewhere to get in and out. And it's also occurred to me at this point that there is one other pretty important thing that I wanted to do that we have not done yet, and that is, let's put a dude here. Let's put a dude here, making empty barrels, so that we can have a dude here that is going to put crude oil in barrels. And the reason for this is we're going to take the defense of our new area a little more seriously, but not particularly seriously. We did find out last time that, yeah, let's get 2 whole stacks of just oil and barrels. That's going to be fine. Yeah, we did find out last time that the areas we need to go to, let's put all those pings on the map and talk about the area again. Yeah, let's get all of these guys and the silo and maybe a couple of these assemblers, which we're mostly going to ignore. So the silo is all the way up here, and we have to fight through a whole lot of bug nests to get there. Over here is a resource extractor, which we're going to ignore. Here's an assembler. Here's an assembler. We're also pretty much going to ignore those, because we can get to, yeah, the other 3 pings that were in this area are the quest objective pings of the drone builder, these 2 crystals. These are the ones that we kind of stumbled onto last time just by going in that direction. And yeah, so we need to secure a passage through all of these biters. The other thing that I've noticed is we are in orbit, so we can drop down the iron, which we can use for a bunch of things, the electric engines, all the parts we needed to be able to, yeah, the bullets you're going to use so they can stay. All of those parts are going to be things that we need. Maybe, yeah, whatever, all of the rest of that stuff can stay. We're not really planning on adjusting this ship, but, you know, whatever. Are you actually safe? I'm not convinced that this ship is... Yeah, we did not build the ship to be safe in orbit anywhere. It just kind of goes somewhere and shoots all the asteroids out the way most of the time. But I think you can probably go back to Novice now, and then maybe we take another shipment of this stuff and maybe we don't get around to it. But down here we should have, yeah, blue chips, electric engines. I want the rest of that flamethrower stuff, and I think at this point we should have everything we need. I mean, my handcrafting queue is still, you know, a very happy dude, but we can get the power armor that we would like, which is super cool. And then I think I think most of the rest of this stuff we still just leave here, because we are not... We've kind of already fueled some of these guys? Yeah, we are not really in a position to run around and connect everything up yet. So in particular, roboports we don't want. I've got so many bots. Why do I have so many bots? Because I made more bots? That's not true. We got these bots. I haven't actually made these bots yet. Okay, throw those in the queue as well. We don't need to do that now. We could do that anytime, and in fact if we're going to die, then this is like straight up not the right time to be doing this, but whatever. So yeah, we've got all the stuff that we probably won't need here immediately. All the belt, all the inserters. Probably we should have made these accessible to bots, whatever. And then, yeah, then another box of generally helpful stuff that we... Oh wait, let's get these back. We needed... What was the other thing that we... Was it gears that this guy needed to be repaired? Engines, steel, gears. We have the engines. We can cobble together some gears. That's probably more than... Yeah, that's going to be more engines than we need to make all of that work. Did we get this defense built? We got some of, but not all of this defense built, because I also wanted... Say 3... Yeah, sets of 3 laser turrets like so, but where? Let's go here and here. I don't like that anymore. Let's try and get this in the middle of the gap, and then do some more on the top and some more on the bottom, and then make sure that these guys are connected, and then also do more landmines, because landmines good. And then we will repair, and you'll also notice we haven't been attacked yet. And this is one of the things about this area that makes it feel a little bit less wave defensy, is we won't actually be attacked here until we repair this recycler, which I think we're ready to do now. So that's repaired, and now we get attacked by all of these bugs pretty quickly. And so we had, yeah, we could have spent as much time as we wanted making sure this all was set up in the right way, and this is going to turn up in the other concepts of the other areas as well. Oh wait, do bots have repair packs? You do not need repair packs. Who has the repair packs? Give me the repair packs back. Okay, I guess we just recover them once we get to the end of this area. Okay. Do we have... we need more iron for this. We probably have more iron filtering through somewhere. Not a big deal. Keep making cars. Here's another car. Here's a coal-powered car. We don't want coal-powered cars. We want rocket fuel-powered cars. We also, at this point, would like to take all the stuff out of our armor, because we have a new, fancier armor, and this old armor can just live in the landing pad, I guess. And we have... I did get more solar panels. So now we have an upgraded armor with... wait, what do we need for more exoskeletons? Do we just need... Is it blue chips and electric engines and steel that we need for more exoskeletons? Because that could be helpful. Yeah. So we can have another exoskeleton. I think we're going to run into trouble with this because we don't have... yeah, I don't think we're going to have the solar panels for this. So maybe we could... actually, the solar panels are also a thing that are easy to make, aren't they? Yeah, you've got the exoskeleton. Solar panels are also just... copper, steel, green chips. We can do more of that later. I could put it in my queue. I don't think I will, because we also are going to do some fighting and might die. But yeah, let's throw the other set of legs in here. We don't really... what are these? 200 kilowatts? And then these are... okay, so it's one set of legs per 10 solar panels. We will not be able to... and also we're still charging these things. Yeah, we will not be able to sustain that amount of movement, but also whatever. Bots can continue to get rid of these rocks. Oh wait, this is the point where we should be able to get rid of... yeah, so we've spent half an hour in this area already, and not really achieved too many of our goals. The other thing we did want to do, not Novice, also Eremos Prime, also from the map, is in one of these previous areas... yeah, we need to get rocket fuel in here somehow as well. We dropped some from orbit. The other thing we can do is down here in this little power plant section. This looks like a pretty good place that we could be making some rocket fuel. But I think this also means that we need to free up some assemblers from other parts of this build. And with all of this running down, I don't think we're going to need these assemblers at all. Did that just cut? I think we did actually need... I think this one needs to stay. Because... okay, so the way we've set this up is weird. This one is making the coils for the red chips, and then this one is making the green chips for the red chips, but we're also pulling green chips from previous areas, so I reckon we can get rid of this assembler. And then also this stuff. And then also... we were doing the same... stone cooked into stuff, cooked into walls, and we don't need that anymore because we don't have... yeah, because we just ran out of rocks in these places. And then this whole recycling system, I reckon, can also go, because we were planning on being able to tolerate stuff getting backed up, but we just don't have... like, we're not doing the big drilling anymore. These things are just running themselves down, which also means we can get rid of most of this stuff. Because what we would really like to do, and then also maybe this stuff, is as well as be pulling yeah, the rocket fuel that we're making here, you know, that's super cool. Do we actually have any modules that we can... We've got a couple of modules, yeah. One of this kind, one of this kind. This is all great, except that a thing we also need is we need this rocket fuel to get over to the new build. So, if we ran a line through... do we need this much steel? Especially as we have steel arriving from other places. I don't think we do. So I think we can get rid of all of this as well. And then also these, because they're just a steel offload. And then we can get this belt through here pretty easily. Like this is an output belt onto which we could put the rocket fuel, but it also goes into this buffer, which is currently kind of jammed. Which we could do better with red belt, but it also kind of doesn't matter, because we are stuck on objectives in our current area more than we are stuck on belt capacity. Like the belt capacity, just not that much of a big deal. Do we have... Okay, so these guys are running. We need to grab a speed module from somewhere if that's going to work. And I think we've got... Yeah, we do not need a speed module in those explosives. We are still just waiting for the amount of iron we're getting through. Interesting. Could we move you back here and then pull you back like so that we could also get more... Okay, and we've jammed up the entire sushi, but that's all kind of fine. Everything will take its time unwinding anyway. Yeah, and we do want to be able to make sure that we keep getting speed modules, keep getting landmines out of this dude. Hopefully bots are missing repair packs. We are still missing... yeah, let's do that a little bit better. We are still missing underground belts. So that might help us get... Yeah, because we need the rocket fuel to be able to sneak through here. Maybe there's some more underground belts in here that we can get rid of. Like, those ones don't need to be underground belts. And any more, I think they did used to be underground belts. But if we can get all of... And then there's some... I mean, there's useful stuff in here that we could move to the next area, but I also don't think we care because we don't plan on using it. Like, we could move the mining drills over, but it also kind of doesn't matter. Okay, so let's just make sure that these... Yeah, we need... These underground belts have... So we're recovering 2 more underground belts here. We are recovering 2 more over there. That means that we are going to have the undergrounds we need to restore everything, and that's going to be fine. So I think we just are happy that rocket fuel will eventually turn up in the new area, so maybe we could actually do something here. Let's start by... Did we repair this guy? We did repair this guy. We got attacked by some stuff. We were setting up to go somewhere else. Yeah, we're still working our way through the... Yeah, give me another one of these. I will have a backup car. We will have a rocket fuel powered car. Don't we have some rocket fuel in one of these places? Here's some rocket fuel. Okay, so yeah, crashing into the other car. Great. Wait, this was a car that already had rocket fuel in it. Whatever. I think tried to get into a car, ended up in a different car. Okay, so somewhere we have a hotbar with a whole bunch of combat on it, and yeah, we're not taking the things that we want to properly secure the rest of this area. Like, we're just gonna work on moving ourselves over to, yeah, essentially buying access. And by buying access, I mean killing everyone who might complain about it, to the northeast, where we know that, because we saw the pings, where the crystals and drone construction capabilities are. My bots are off, which is good. Yeah, hitting the rocks is the major obstacle here. Also just running out of landmines, running into dudes, running into too many dudes, running into rocks, running into dudes. Yeah, I think this is a spot where we kind of run away and turn our bots on, and hopefully one of them will repair the car, and hopefully we don't get too close to these other dudes. It's fine. Yeah, because we've currently got enough stuff in my handcrafting queue that I don't really want to die and like dump all that stuff on the ground. Oh, we've got 12 landmines. Maybe we should go back and get more landmines. Maybe this section would be easier to do on foot because it's pretty dense. Yeah, I think we're going to lose the car here, aren't we? Nope, we are sneaky. We have snuck through here. We have lost the car. I would rather not die here. Are we also running out of landmines? I'm sure we got more landmines. Did we just place all those landmines? That was just what we... Yeah, we just placed... We went through those many hundreds of landmines real fast. Okay, sure. I guess this is now a walking push. Okay, so we went and did some combat. We're now 50 hours, 50 minutes into this location. Haven't actually died yet. No pistols of shame. So we filled up the handcrafting queue again. We're going to get a lot of tier 2 shotgun ammo. I think actually another thing we should get, and it's going to be pretty easy to do just here, is a pile more flamethrower fuel. That's probably going to get us a pile of value. And we have... I mean, do we have silo steel? We've got silo steel in a bunch of different places. I'm not sure I'm necessarily worried about whether or not we'll get enough steel turning up here by the time we need to build a silo. I'm also not sure whether... Yeah, we've got silo steel just hanging around in these chests waiting for an opportunity to get on this belt. In fact, we could also run it this way around, and now we can unpack all of these things a little faster. Okay, a lot of this is copper. We actually need this guy to move over and put... I'm pretty sure we probably have... Yeah, we've got the inserters for that. So unpack all of this silo steel, and then all of these guys are also done, so we could recover a bunch of this other materials at the moment. Okay, whatever. Moving on. The thing we need to do at this point, having secured... Yeah, This area is a little spicy. I think maybe we want to clip off these, maybe we want to clip off these, but it's still pretty congested. Yeah, pollution from where we use the flamethrower a lot. This is the... I'm pretty sure that is the location of the drone machine builder. It does in fact look like that is the location of the drone machine builder. So from there's a couple of other crystals we need to get to build the rest of the things we want. We've got the power lines, do we? We've got a lot of the defensive stuff. Did we? Yeah, we need to take the low density structure as well. So I guess we're loading up this car with even more valuable stuff. And are there... Oh yeah, there are other landmines that we can have. Okay. I guess we are loading this car again, whatever. Most of the stuff needs to come with us to this new area anyway. But yeah, we're now going to lean into the thing where, having observed that we don't actually... Oh, we need to take power. Having observed that we don't actually get attacked until we are marking off objectives, we can go over and defend... my bots are on. I don't think I want my bots on. We can go and defend the area as we want. and not actually trigger any bugger attacks there, and only worry about triggering attacks later, which I think is, yeah, the biggest obstacle here is being able to see where you are relative to all the junk on the ground, and then also where you can go that is likely to get attacked. Yeah, I think these nests directly north of us, which are still not actually in view, yeah, I think these nests here probably need to go. Here is the lab that we are working our way towards, so neither of these directions are actually sneakable, are they? Oh no, we have snuck. We successfully sneaked. We don't want to power, or we don't want to power or repair this thing yet, but this is the drone builder. It takes a bunch of stuff, which is kind of similar to things we need for building rocket silos, which is a thing. There's a damaged lab here, and it kind of doesn't matter yet, because we're not going to power it on. We are instead going to do Roboport things, again, because we can, because we're going to do all the setup we want to, and then worry about... Did I bring bots? I brought bots. Other way around. Yeah, we're going to do all the setup we want and then activate the quest triggers. Okay, and then the other reason why I want to be in here, not things we need to necessarily do, but I would like to take all the important stuff and leave it in these chests. Although, I mean, okay, if a chest is destroyed, we are sad. If the car is destroyed, we are also sad. Yeah, I'm not going to need nearly as many of these things. We're going to be... This is the place where we are going to be unbarreling. Fill crude oil barrel, empty crude oil barrel. So we are going to be unbarreling all of these barrels of oil into a new flamethrower network. I mean, we could have run a pipe all the way up here. I think that's going to be even more annoying to do, because we'd need pumps and stuff like that as well. And if the power goes down, we're kind of sad, but there's at least stuff in the tanks that the flamethrowers can use, whereas if we had the pipes go down as well and we're trying to bring all of this across, that would be a shame. I've still got stuff in my trash slots. I could have used those trash slots. Do we have anything in the car? We do. Okay. Landmines are a real nice way of just doing a very quick temporary defense that we can also just pull back with bots later when we build an actual defense that we will be getting to for reasons. But hopefully we can do this without triggering... Yeah, without triggering these other attacks. As in, I'm pretty sure if we get too close to these guys, they will still attack us, because that's what monsters do. But we have now, defended that whole place, and then I think these nests need to go, and these other nests need to go. Let's go and motivate. Did I leave another car here? I did. Okay, whatever. The other places, okay, this is also a nest that definitely needs to go. My bots are off, which is fine. Yeah, so this spot here is one of the energy crystals. It's one of the other things that's in this area, and what we need to do about that is those guys need to go away. Maybe there are some other landmines that will just take care of the dudes. There are. Maybe my shooty bots will take care of these dudes. Maybe we should... Oh, there's a rock. Of course there is. Place this droid near its laboratory and it will start working. And this is where we get into the escort mission bit of this area. The drones that go here go from there, go between there, and these alien crystals which contain the cryptic data pointing to the lost worlds of the star system. Specifically, this one is Fulgora, and then over here somewhere there is Vulcanus. And we've accidentally triggered those dudes as well. That's fine. We kind of wanted to get rid of these bases over here anyway. There's still quite a few of them. Can't really see where the stuff is, but that should get some of the work done. Oh yeah, and then there's a rock that we hit. Cool, great. Cool, fantastic. Let's get all of these guys out of the way. Okay, I guess it's a walking push. We don't want to put that car back ever. Okay, so those nests are out of the way, and then these other nests down here I think we need to get out of the way as well. This is the thing we'll see with the bots. They're kind of not very clever in a classic escort mission way. They will just wander out, and there's not going to be all that much we can do about it. other than protect their passage, which is the plan. Okay. Sucks to be these guys in particular. Can we... Oh, the bug nests are not super resilient to fire. Biter nests are quite resilient to fire, but these bug nests, or maybe it's the maybe it's actually the bullets shooting at them. Cannot quite tell. Yeah, they do look less resilient. The bug holes do look less resilient to fire than the biter nests, which is kind of a traditional thing about bug nests. They... With that section cleared, we are still not going to repair this, because if we do, we will get attacked, and I don't really want to do that yet. I would rather set up... Novice, 3 entities are destroyed landmines, that's probably fine. I would rather bring more oil over here. This is already more oil than we need, but whatever. And build a perimeter. Yeah, I think this is a good example of where this particular area is kind of losing the mojo of this mod planet for me, in that I'm not really under any time pressure. I can just decide that I want the walls to go like down here or something. We're going to try and use flamethrowers wherever we can, because we've got the oil and we're going to need the landmines for pushing and stuff like that, but I can like sit around here and decide how I want this to go together. I don't know if we can move the door to further up here, but I think I'm going to change my mind about these flamethrowers in a way that, yeah, also I don't necessarily think I should be able to get away with, or wouldn't be able to were we more time pressured. But whatever, yeah, we're gonna use the flamethrowers as much as we can, because we've got the oil and we don't necessarily have all that many. And then I think I also want to be using gun turrets more as well, because we got a lot of bullets, but where are the gun turrets? Are the gun turrets in the other base? Are the gun turrets over here? We also need to go back for more gears, both to make these things and also to repair this stuff. So I think I've tried to embrace my inner muck demon by just, like, if I was on a time pressure, what would I do? I would slap a bunch of bunkers around, so we're going to try and do that. Do we not even have enough gun turrets to... Do we need to bring more gun turrets? That's a little bit of a shame. I guess we're still going to try and lean on the flamethrower turrets for the majority of this stuff, but also because we have bullets, we're going to try and use bullets. And I think one of the issues of what we tried to do last time with pure landmines is that there weren't things for the arachnids to attack, because they can't see the landmines, which means they just kind of ran straight in. I think I want gun turrets over here as well, except I don't have any more gun turrets. With the result that they just kind of ran in, they kind of spat all over the ground. They just kind of got in the way of... Do I have more of these? Did we leave them in the other base? Oh, well, never mind. And yeah, just kind of spat all over the ground because they were running in to fight me and to fight the little bot that are that turns up. So hopefully with this kind of nasty pattern, we at least will like concentrate the spit around the outside of where the bunkers are and not worry so much, not worry quite so much about putting spit in the places where we are trying to have the little drone go. That said, looks a whole lot like we are going to need to get another 2 roboports from somewhere, which is totally viable if we had remembered that. Cool. We are going to have to move these gates because we've currently got flamethrowers spitting over where these guys will try and get out, which is not so good. So let's revisit that as well before messing this up. But that also means we do have to figure out whether or not the whether or not this drone pathing is clever enough. Do I still have... I do not have the gates in the queue, and we have, these are all the gates at the moment, so we've got to find the gates, and yeah, you guys have the gun turrets. I've got more bullets to give you later. Also, we've still got so many walls, reasons why I would rather be doing a lot of wall things. Where did storage chest? Here are the gates. Here are the gates that we should be using, I guess, in here. To make sure that the bots can get in and out, and then also, yeah, these flamethrowers I don't think we want. I was wondering about defending more of a channel up here and having the doors up here, but we're not going to do that either. Changing our mind is fine. Yeah, because we're still not under the time pressure. It's the same thing we're complaining about. I don't even think I want to defend this gap here. I think we want to defend over here. So those guys have got bullets. We're also going to want... Yeah, these guys have got a storage chest, a provider chest rather than a storage chest, and the storage chest for me is actually way deep in the queue, so whatever. This bot can sit over here. There's a bot over there somewhere complaining about things, but don't worry about it. Let's have my bots on, because I've also not given them the roboports that we should have, but we've also got to come out here ourselves, and I guess we could have blueprinted these. The other note about Factorio defenses is we can often end up just over-prepared, and I think that's probably what we're going to experience in this case. This might even be a situation of we've spent so long putting all this stuff together that the bugs are nowhere near able to push through any of this and get anything worthwhile done. Did I have... I had more barrels. We're bringing the barrels over here because we won't need this much oil, but also whatever. Yeah, let's see if we can remember to pick up all the stuff we needed. All these, do we do have space? Yeah, repair this guy. And let's see whether we are getting attacked in places we're expecting and whether the stuff we've built so far holds up at all. And it looks like we, might have done that over-preparedness thing we talked about. We could have pushed these nests, we haven't. I think we can... Yeah, fire resistance 3 and 60. We may have overestimated the viability of fire against them, but whatever. Yeah, let's power this guy on. Actually, do we have a big pole? Have a big pole. Let's power the lab again, because we're nice. Yeah, I was wondering, yeah, sure, whatever. And then, yeah, just make a bunch of these guys. And I think even this box here, I think we could have one of these guys just pushing into the assembler all the stuff we might want. Do we need... We didn't keep any blue chips back for a silo, did we? We're getting a number of these things out. I wonder if we had blue chips over here. We did not. We just had a lot of wall and a lot of landmines and stuff like that. And then we had more bullets and more landmines. Yeah, and we also ran out of gun turrets. Are bots complaining about not having anything? Repair packs, walls, whatever, don't really care. Okay, let's just see where this guy gets to, I guess. Oh, you know what else we should do? I've actually completely forgotten to put the personal battery in, and what we should also do is definitely get solar panels up here as well. I reckon we could have another 5 solar panels and another battery, so all of those we can make out of, I'm pretty sure, the stuff that we've just got sitting around. We're going to need copper and steel and green chips, so I guess we are... yeah, this guy that's just turning up here, we bid him farewell and we go and put some more stuff in our queue and presume that it's going to be fine. Yeah, so we've got the first of these guys ready. The second is getting kinda close. The other thing I am wondering about doing, which, like, we may as well, I guess, is can we recover some of this reinforced concrete in these areas that we are not using? Also, does this guy find his way out of the gates? He does not. He just walks through the walls that aren't actually solid, that I'm not planning on defending from, but thank you for pointing out that maybe we want some more defenses in here specifically. Actually, let's line it up with this stuff just to make all of that easier. And then maybe we also want to have some solid walls here, because... So those drones are already adding value by pointing out places that I had actually not defended properly. Cool, thanks. This little gap over here is a bit of a shame, but we've also got these flamethrowers providing cover. Let's get some laser turrets in here as well, because there are no downsides. And then has this... Oh, this guy's walking in front of the bunker. So instead of pathing back between here, I guess it's still looking down here? Okay, so can we get rid of these gates, move these gates further up, and in this way, yeah, make a mess here, it's fine. We do want to then seal off this area so that the drone can't get through here, and force the drone... Where did they go? Why have I lost... Oh, they're just here. That's why I've lost track of them, because they're right there. It's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, and that concrete we pulled up, can we use that concrete to make it easier for this drone to get to this gate? But I don't think they're necessarily going to be all that precise. Yeah, this hazard concrete, I guess, can stay. Are you doing your downloading thing? How have I lost track of this dude again? Oh, they're here. And it looks like it's gonna struggle with... Okay. It's not very good at finding the gate. Maybe it's gonna be better at finding the gate the next time around, or maybe we encourage it even further by locking off part of the base so it can't get stuck in this corner. And the bots can still do everything they need to. I don't think I'm going to need to get down there. Can we pull back more of this reinforced concrete? Is this travel time even a thing we are super concerned about? Did we not get attacked when we brought... Like, we did the research thing, did we not? Did we not bring back the, yeah, did we not bring back the research? Did we not drop it at this lab? Who knows? Oh no, we did get attacked. We definitely did get attacked. Everyone is still fine. We have maybe over-engineered this. Let's sneak through here and... Yeah, this whole mess of a thing. We have the second one of these dudes, which is cool. We are nearly on the third. We're going to get a fourth as well. We've got all the personal armor stuff we wanted. So now we can actually have charge building up, which is nice. And we're going to do what? This is 1620. So we said it was on the order of 10... 9 or 10 per exoskeleton. So we actually we might be doing okay there now. And we are doing an attack. These guys are still getting stuck on... I think I was blocking him rather than anything else. I think the movement speed... I think the maybe the reinforced concrete moving speed is helping. I'm going to lock off all of those tiles as well to force them to use the concrete. And we may in fact have over-defended, but that's fine. I think I am happy on the side, erring on the side of over-defending though, because once we put these guys down, we can't actually pick them up again, and the bots won't heal them. They're technically on a different team, which means that, yeah, when they take damage, and they're kind of taking damage, the bots won't heal them. That repair pack is not going towards one of these guys. I don't know why they're doing this backwards and forwards instead of getting the crystal. Maybe we are... Did you die? You did not die, it's fine. Maybe we don't have enough energy, but it looks like we've got enough energy. I don't know, is the grid... The grid is getting blasted, probably because we're trying to charge both these crystals. I don't know. We're just gonna watch this do its thing, I guess. So by the looks of it, it was a charge thing. We got one of these guys with the information from the crystal, and then the crystal is way down on charge again. So we're also, as well as this being 50 stacks worth of, we need to get this stuff backwards and forwards, we also need to have enough power grid. I think it used something like 3 gigajoules of energy to download the plans to one of these guys, so whatever. I think the thing I am concluding is that somewhere over here there is a rocket silo, and I was wondering whether I was going to have to stay around the crystals and the lab, or whether we could start working towards the rocket silo. And I think the answer, seeing that we are power grid limited, why aren't we even producing all of it? Okay, so now it's doing a thing. I think we do just let that do its thing and go and start working on pushing out towards the rocket silo, for which I should have the combat hotbar up. I should have a bunch of these guys out. I've got a backup car. Is this going to get spicy? Maybe. We've achieved our first Pistol of Shame, which is very exciting. I think we still have enough stuff around. It's not going to be super easy to get back to that. The problem is still, yeah, running into... Oh, we automated slowdown capsules. That was very clever of us. Yeah, the issue is still hitting rocks with the car and then not being able to see where everything is, and just large amounts of spit, and also turret pushing kind of bad and slow. Actually, let's take all of these. Turret pushing kind of bad and slow because... the activation delay. Let's get something back into the handcrafting queue. Oh, red ammo. Bonus pistol here. I don't even think we think we just go and pick up that body again. Okay, now we're getting a decent number of Pistols of Shame. Do we even need more backup cars? We might. I think the last couple have been walking pushers, so we haven't really worried about... yeah, we haven't actually lost any cars. We've just been running in. And maybe we should be running in more carefully. Oh well. in that time, we have managed to push maybe halfway from the outpost to the rocket silo, and we have got done only 16% of the first tech, which I think is 8 trips. I thought we were having power grid issues, but it turns out we're not having power grid issues at all. Like, I thought that was a bottleneck. It's not. We've got another 50 megawatts to play with. The issue is actually over here. This crystal, I thought it took 3.5 gigajoules of energy per hit. It's actually more than that. It's actually 4 gigajoules of energy per hit, and also the maximum input of 10 megawatts, which means, yeah, we've got to do, yeah, it just took all the 4 gigajoules of energy. That's how much it takes. That's great. I've also, yeah, we're down to one of these guys because the others have just, like, wandered through slime somewhere, and that's been kind of unfortunate. The other tragedy about this is the other crystal, fully charged, but we're doing this in series. We could be pushing 20 megawatts through this bottleneck if we were using both crystals. Instead, we're only using one. So it turns out 4 gigajoules times 100 trips, because we've got to do 50 for one and then 50 for the other. And with a charge rate of 10 megawatts in series means that these two items here have a total time of, I think, 11 hours, if I've got the math right, and there is nothing an engineer can do to reduce that because it's the charge rate of the crystals, which I don't think is going to work. So we have edited the mod. Pray we do not edit the mod any further. Yeah, the percentage number is not updated, but we are now only going to 20 trips per crystal instead of the previous 50, and as well as that, these crystals now charge at 30 megawatts, and the energy we need is 1 gigawatt per charge. So actually we can probably have, yeah, this bot is already heading back. We can probably have more bots here. It turns out that it was 1 gigajoule times the difficulty level that we had set. So setting the difficulty level to 4 meant we'd need 4 gigajoules. The thing is, the max input was still only 10 megawatts. So even then, if you were doing this at difficulty level 1, you were committing yourselves to like 3.5 hours of gameplay, just limited to these crystal charging. So I think we can do that differently. The other thing we have changed, because we can, is the turret activation delay is no longer a thing because skill expressions. So fast turret pushes are back on the menu. So now it's actually worth having this other dude on the field getting something done. The difficulty does things other than control the charge it used. It like controls, are we going to need more? We're going to need more repair packs out here, aren't we? And that's kind of fine. We can just like throw this here, go repair packs, hand feed a bunch of stuff in, put it in a chest, make sure it gets power from somewhere. No big deal. It's fine. Yeah, the difficulty does things other than controlling how much charge these guys use. It does things like determining when we get attacked. There are already a lot of attacks here. Maybe we need to take some bullets back. Seems fine. Because if we're going to have to kill a bunch of insects to kill a silo in a particular place, we may as well do so with some mechanics. We're also calling this ship back over here with an expanded delivery of blue chips. Yeah, let's set this back to whatever it was. What was this? Was it 100? So that we can build a silo and then build a rocket in the silo and also build some more drones and just drop those off when you get here. Cool, thanks, all good. The other thing that has taken me a while to notice is, like, I knew that this recipe was slow, like 60 seconds, oh well, drone's gonna take a while. I didn't realize that this machine was 0.3 build speed, so we're getting a drone less than once every 3 minutes. So oh well, I guess we just run around and fill these guys up, make sure everyone gets their ammunition. How's the cart? Oh, let's have a box for all the stuff we'd rather not lose and can just carry around, yeah, whatever. And now we should be able to pick up the car. And yeah, we have also noticed that these guys are not very good at finding their paths. They've been, yeah, wandering around the outside of these bunkers a bit, which has been not great. Make sure you guys all have ammo. Cool. But the thing we should probably do is also, as well as refueling yamming all of these guys, make sure that there's... Okay, maybe not my bots. Just make it more difficult for the silly drones to get on the wrong side of the bunkers, and just help them, you know, have a better understanding of where their paths should be. He said, making it all worse for them. Yeah, you guys definitely want to go up here. Don't get walled in. We are nearly, yeah, so we have figured out how to get to Vulcanus, although interestingly this has not yet unlocked the tech to actually, oh actually I wouldn't know, because we researched Vulcanus on an old mod version. It's the new version of this mod that would have locked out Vulcanus until we'd actually done this area. Fulgora is got a couple of journeys left, which means we do need to think about getting enough big power poles, which we have, and then I guess we also take so much more LDS than we need, and then also make sure that we get pipes. Do we have pipes anywhere? That is the other thing that goes into a silo. Okay, heading back here for a final time just to check that we've got all the requirements done. We do. We've now just got to finish building the silo, which we put in an assembler over here because our handcrafting is kind of busy. All of that is done. Our drones are sitting around. We ended up getting that research done reasonably well, which I'm kind of happy with because we did have 4 or 5 drones and are now down to 3. I'm not seeing any drones anywhere else, so we have lost a number of drones. In fact, can we see how many drones in the last whole time? We've lost 5 drones. That's not as bad as I thought, but that's still... yeah, okay, we've got qualities of bugs. Okay, that's what that stuff is. That's fine. Yeah, so we've lost 5 out of the 8 drones we've had. Pushed through all these things reasonably. Yeah, sure. Let's go and figure out how far away from we are from getting the silo in place. There's a bit more combat to do over here. Where is my coordinates? Yeah, we've got to push through the kind of messy part, it looks like. We have worked our way up here to where the silo is. We can kind of see a little square here, which is probably where it needs to go. We are still connected to the grid, which is nice. And there are a couple of surprises. There is an arachnid boss 6, and also somewhere around here I saw the tail of a demolisher doing things like that as well. How many health does this guy have? 300,000? I don't know how many landmines that's going to take to kill, but the last boss we saw was not immune to landmines, and so we could kind of just walk straight in here, and yeah, here we go. Let's throw a slowdown capsule on this guy, and yeah, they might be in for a little bit of a rough time. They might actually eat all of these bullets. I think we should also just add fire, because fire as a damage over time thing is pretty good. I'm wondering if any of those... yeah, I mean, the health is going down. Okay, let's get some combat shotgun in there. Where are you going? Yeah, here you go. You want to be on the landmines. And we've run those guys out of ammunition. Oh, well. Yeah, cool. We've got another 600. Let's get some of these guys up as well. This is about the most value these guys will ever get, because they will, you know, quite specifically be always able to shoot a thing. Do we want to put more bullets on this as well? May as well. Hey, where are you going? What are you doing? So we're what, a third of the way through this thing, which is probably fine. We could have a rocket turret, we could have some other stuff as well. It does look like we're going to get it done. I don't know what kind of range we're looking at for this dude's attack. I mean, we're kind of, there's a position that's getting all the shotgun on it, which is nice. It probably will one-hit me, just because of... Where you going, you silly? Come back here. Hey. There you go. You got to be in these landmines. And then you're actually kind of low on landmines. We're kind of low on poison cloud stuff. We are going to have to... Because we really had no idea how much ammunition we needed to try to be pushing through this thing. Let's make sure we get some of these guys as well. Where you going? I mean, the slowdown capsules are going to be doing good work, but also, if it gets an attack off, I suspect it just probably kills me. Is this Demolisher coming up as well? This could be a kind of awkward time, especially as I think Demolishers probably just kill the turrets, oh, and kill me. But we can also, as it turns out, by the looks of things, we can also just shotgun a Demolisher to death. So that's pretty exciting. You need to not be here anymore. We're going to continue to stun lock this guy with the rest of the landmines that we don't really have. And hopefully we don't run out of ammunition by the time... Well, we should get these guys back in it. Yeah, the slowdown capsule is what I wanted. Oh, I think I just shot my own gun turret there, which is a little bit of a shame. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to need the bullets to work through stuff. And they're all out of ammunition now, which is... We can probably still just walk this guy onto the landmines. Oh, we've still got another 30,000 damage to do. More of these guys. That's not actually what I wanted. I wanted these guys. Now I can't actually see what I want to be shooting, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Could we go back over... Yeah, you guys, Here we go. Yeah, you have those guys. Have also a little bit of a stun. Oh yeah, I went and picked up those bullets because I want to be able to have these bullets. And so this looks like we're into the last 10,000 of this boss. Yeah, let's actually... I wanted to slowdown capsule this guy, and probably we're okay? So we have killed a Demolisher, and we've killed an Arachnid boss, and we've still got... we've got the power here. We do have the power here. I don't know if that's actually going to be... I don't know if we're going to need to defend this as well. Oh, you guys are trying to put all these landmines back. We do not have that many landmines at this point. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of me that says we should probably just also make sure that we do some defense on the silo that we put down, because we're probably going to get attacked from any of these dudes. Let's try building on this thing and seeing if anything happens. No, nothing goes particularly wrong. We don't have any more landmines, although we might be able to get back. Like, we've got this deletion planner here to grab all these. We've got 2 deletion planners at the moment, one for ghosts to clear out landmines that have exploded, and then another just for landmines to clear out landmines in places we have finished fighting that we don't think we need landmines anymore. Oh hey, here's some gun turrets. Give me these back as well, I guess. So probably if we put the silo down, we're going to get attacked, so we should put some kind of defenses down before that. What happens if we build anything in this area? Do these guys mind? Not so much. Okay. Let's have some of these guys generally around the place. We've only got a couple of bullets left, but also we don't necessarily need to go anywhere. Okay, you guys can not do that, thanks. Was that because we were too close to these nests? Do we need to deal with these nests? They have not cut the power, which is nice. And we've only got 44 landmines, which is going to be a little bit of an issue. Did we bring any laser turrets? We did not bring laser turrets. Oh well, never mind. Let's see if we can drop in here a silo, which kind of works. Let's see if we can get this all running. These guys are attacking. Flamethrower is going to be pretty good. Flamethrower in the places we know we don't have landmines. Do we need... Do we need additional power, or have we... No, we're still going. We're still just... Yeah, making all that work. I think we've also put enough ingredients at this point, haven't we? Okay, so maybe that was the only attack wave we're going to have to deal with. Maybe we should turn the... Oh, well, the bots are back on, which means we have run out of repair packs is what that means. But I think that's probably still fine. I think we've done everything we need to. I don't think we need to attack... Ooh, there is a launch animation, is there? It may well be the case that... Oh, you know what else we should do? We should maybe bring this guy back to Eremos so we can actually escape on this ship. That could be a pretty good plan. And yeah, we are here building a silo. There are 2 other spots that we might get attacked. The first is the beginning of this launch animation, which does not look to be an attack. Okay, cool. And the second one I was going to suggest would be the end of the launch animation slash when we go up to the space platform, which is currently not here. You guys are going to attack me? That does not seem like a good move on your part. How many hit points? Yeah, especially you guys. I don't actually think this is a good move on my part. I think we're going to end up with too many... Oh, this was also an epic level... That was an epic level nest that we were firing as well. Oh, we also ran out of shotgun ammo. So that's pretty exciting as well. So I guess we're doing this all with flamethrower. And I would like to clip off this nest, just to say goodbye to that epic nest. If we have slowdown capsules and flame, we're probably fine. Okay, let's see if we can get to... We cannot get to space platform. Why can we not get to space platform? You are here. Oh, because we are... Yeah, we've got to do the inventory thing, don't we? Get rid of all of that stuff. Okay, now we're going to worry about whether or not we actually have... Because we've got to put all this stuff down. We're going to have to cancel all of this junk. And then we might be able to travel to the space platform. And these guys are probably just going to be distracted by shooting the rest of this stuff. Okay, so it looks like neither the beginning nor the end of this launch animation activated another attack wave, and we can just go and escape. We have escaped. I believe this to be the end of the mod, because we have obtained... I believe at this point we should have obtained the ability to research the passage to both Vulcanus and Falgoria, except we kind of had that anyway because we had mod version stuff. And yeah, that's going to be, I guess, where we leave this mod, where we leave this episode. What happened? What do we even see if we look at Erebus Prime now? Oh yeah, we had no radar coverage there. We just have guys attacking our turrets, and we have the long spindly power cable that we push through all of this fighting to, yeah, this place with this boss and the Demolisher. The bosses hate landmines. Landmines are really good against the bosses. Yeah, I think we did change it a bit from the intended mod experience. We changed how these guys charged. We changed also quite a bit about, not that, we changed a bit about the number of these things we needed. Build out location. We have apparently not succeeded. Interesting. Was there a particular place we needed to build it? Did it specifically need to be in the middle? Because we built it on the platform and it let us and it worked and we're back in novice orbit, so I'm gonna claim that as a win. Yeah, sure, cool, great, good times.